Hi there. How's everything going on with you? Can you believe? Well, depending again on when you look at this, it's about the middle of May. I'm still scratching my head about that one, literally and figuratively. But it's connected with some of the things I want to say today about time. But let me go into the quotes first. I've got two, they're very similar. Um, One comes from Dr. Martin Luther King, and many of you may have heard this one. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. The other one is from a woman named Diana Morrow. I did some research on this, and as far as I can tell, she's just a life coach. I don't know of anybody else. I just know that I put the name down. So if you know anything different, let me know. But her comment was always get up and keep moving forward. It may be slow, but it's still progress. So I think that the two quotes are very similar in their sentiments. They say it obviously in different ways, but they're very similar in their sentiments. The other thing I want to do is what's going to seem like I'm taking a slight a detour rather, onto this, but I'd like to talk about time here for a moment, especially at this time of year, because what I've noticed with a lot of people, especially those with children or school age children, the children are just waiting. It's like it's going to take forever for this school year to end. And they know it's coming up, but it seems like it's dragging on and on and on. The parents, on the other hand, are sitting there saying, how did it get to be May? Did I lose April? And what am I going to do with the kids for the summer? Their time, the end of May, is coming up way too soon. We've got the same amount of days. The time is not changed, but the perspective is different. Maybe you remember when you were a child and you were looking forward to the end of school as well. It was never going to get here. You were looking for your birthday because you were going to be a year older and it was never going to get there. And now that, in a sense, for many of you are parents, or even if you're not a parent, but you know parents and they're looking at their children and say, when did the children grow up? So we've got the same amount of time, the same amount of seconds, the same amount of minutes, hours, days, whatever you're looking for. But the perspective on what's going on is totally different, right? And so when you take a look at the quotes, coming back to the quotes, many of you are thinking that it's taking forever for you to get to wherever it is you want to be. If you're in school, it's going to take forever to earn your degree. If you're looking for a promotion or something like that, or you're trying to write a book or do something creative, it's going to be forever before it gets finished. No, it seems that way, but it actually does come. I mean, think about it. If you can remember when you were a child and you couldn't wait for your birthday to show up, and now suddenly it's like your birthdays come every year, and it's like sooner every year. It's like they keep, the year gets shorter, kind of thing. What's changed? It's your perspective. So that what I'm suggesting is that when you're looking at your goals, just think in terms of doing something pretty much every day if you possibly can do it. May not be a bunch, but do a little something because it will get there. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you want to write a book. Okay? I grant that many of you may not, but let's just use that as an example here. So if you get in the habit of just saying, well, okay, let me write a page or two, even if it's just a paragraph, and you get that done on a daily basis, think in terms of what you'll get at the end of a month. Now, if you don't do anything at all, what have you got by the end of the month? Nothing. So that you've got at least something and you're making progress if you do even just a little bit on a daily or every other day basis. Now, granted, every day might not work out because of, life happens, but the more you can do just something will get you more toward where you want to go. Working out, getting fit, losing weight, the same principle happens. If you just keep saying, oh, I'm never going to lose weight, and you just sit there and, drink sodas and eat chips or some such thing like that, no, it's not going to happen. Now, granted, you may have a day off, quote, day off, when, things just go out the window. But if you keep working on it, sooner or later, you will see a change. When you don't see a change, it's because you don't do anything toward it. Like New Year's resolutions, you want to do something and then you just never do it. So if you think in terms of that, you'll actually get somewhere. Now, a challenge I'm going to give you is to get a calendar of some sort, whether you put this on your phone or whether you put it on a paper calendar or some such thing like that. Maybe get the habit tracker or the chore sheet that I've sent you. And when you do something, just mark it down and say, yeah, you got it done. At the end of a month or 2 weeks or whatever, depending on your particular chores that you're trying to accomplish, look back at it and stop and recognize how much you've actually accomplished. Because one of the things that happens a lot that I've noticed is that people keep looking forward to what they need to do. They don't look back to where they've come. And if you stop to think in terms of how much ground you've accomplished, it helps motivate you to keep on going forward. Does that make sense? Because you don't recognize, and I did this before, I didn't think about this. Let me see if I can do this real quickly. Get one of my little boards out here. This wasn't planned, but I just thought about this. So if you're standing here, artist that I'm not, and looking up, and you're looking at how far you've got to go, you may just be looking at how far do I have to go. You don't turn around and see how far you've come. And that gives you, in a sense, a false perspective because you don't recognize that you've accomplished a lot. I know I've lost a lot of weight in the last couple of years, and now I've gotten to the point where I'm quibbling about, gaining a pound or two, and I've got to recognize the fact that 5 years ago, a pound or two, would have been fantastic. But I've accomplished so much in the last several years that I'm changing the whole perspective on it. Now I'm focused on that 1 or 2 pounds that bothers me instead of thinking in terms of how much I've accomplished over the last several years. And I think that this seems to be pretty much human nature. But if you can stop to recognize what you've done, it helps you recognize that you can go ahead and finish it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So please, if this does help you, or you've got some questions about it, or you want to quibble with me on something, please say something and let me know. But again, use the habit tracker, make some notes. You can accomplish where you want to go, but you need to work on it on a fairly frequent basis. Maybe not daily, maybe weekly, depends on what it is that you're trying to do. But keep on going. As I said, as Martin Luther King said, just keep going forward. Even if you have to crawl, you will get there. Okay? Fair enough? So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it's helpful. And, let me know what you think about it. We'll chat with you later. Bye.